it's fascinating that we're hearing so much talk about this, about wealth inequality and this economic populism. And of course, it's also annoying because Democrats feel that it's relevant now, but they gave up on it as prior to the 2014 election. 7 months before the election, 8 months before the election.
Yeah, remember when you and I were having those conversations? How it seemed like they finally got it, and then they dropped the whole thing.
Yep.
I mean, no. I mean, I think that's important. And I think that the president standing up during the State of the Union, speaking sort of strongly on these issues, and when you see that Mitt Romney's already at a point where he's claiming he's going to run as the anti-poverty candidate, who's trying to help the middle class, clearly, the things that Elizabeth Warren has been doing, others also, that sort of, you feel that sort of cultural shift on economic issues. It's happened. I mean, and Occupy is a part of it, but there are many different parts of it that clearly, I mean, it's hard to sort of deny when one study after another keeps coming out and showing, and you start finding that the top 1% in the world is going to have like more wealth than everybody else, and things of that sort. I mean, it's ripe picking. It's very easy to hit this stuff. But you have to provide, at least if you're on our side, a positive vision of things. And this agenda has been lying around there waiting for people to pick it up, or waiting for somebody in a presidential level. And, finally Obama did that for the most part, obviously not with TPP. But with, speaking about things like paid sick leave, I'm sitting here like, why haven't I heard that before from him? I mean, if he had been speaking about these issues constantly, hammering them constantly, hitting the other side and contrasting where the Democrats stood, it wouldn't matter if most of that stuff, even when the Democrats still controlled the Senate, couldn't get most of that stuff through, even if they got it through the Senate somehow.
Well, they're proving they're proving now they're thinking that it has a value, at least in terms of rhetoric. And the fact is that it also creates expectations, which is what I appreciate. You start to raise the level of what people anticipate and expect from their politics, and so
you also engage people who otherwise wouldn't be engaged.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm excited at the notion that I pulled out of the bottom drawer of my bureau the phrase metamorphosis because you recall. Mitt back in 2012 said, "I'm not worried about the real poor because we have we got
safety net programs."
And I will say this too. I also distinctly remember back in 2011, you and I talking in like the summer of 2011, saying,
that's a good memory there, Sam.
Mitt Romney could be difficult because he's starting to talk like a populist, and then he had to abandon that as he got into his campaign. But back then he was talking about talking this populist rhetoric, and we thought that might be very problematic for the president. But he had to abandon that as the race started.